Well, good evening, all my little Pokemons out there. Mewtwo here for you tonight again. Tonight is going to be a discussion about Coderex. No, not really. I'm going to be talking about what turned into Coderex for a lot of us. Um, so, exercise equipment. Um, most of us have gotten it over the years. Either your parents bought it or you bought it, and one of three things is usually going to happen. One, you actually use it. This is the rare person. And if that's you, thank you. You actually are making use of it and helping better yourself. Person number two is the curber. They will have the exercise equipment for a very brief period of time and either stick it on the curb or send it off to the Goodwill. Uh, and lastly, there is the coat rack. I come from a long line of coat rackers. This has started since long before I was born. My family had coat racks, and uh, they still keep getting them. Well, I think Mom's finally done. She's in her 70s, so she hasn't bought a new coat rack in quite a while. Um, we'll start back with as far back as I can remember. There were a couple of uh, things that were in the house since I ever knew about things. First off, Dad had a thing that was springs in between two handles that you pulled apart for getting strong, I guess. Um, I was really young, pre kindergarten when I found it, having already been long since living in the back hall. Um, and we had an exercise bike, a weird one. It was a strange metal frame, and the seat and handlebars both moved in and out. Like the handlebars were one unit, they moved out together, and the seat moved back as you pedaled. So it was like go rocking in and out as you pedaled these weird wooden pedals. It was weird. Uh, I only know about its existence because we, as kids, found it under a bunch of the junk, dug it out, played with it for about 5 minutes, and realized this thing is hard to pedal. I can understand why it went under the junk after my parents had it for a while, and in fact, pretty sure they got that one from a yard sale. Probably got the stretchy thing from a yard sale too, for all I know. I never really asked. I wasn't super concerned. Um, and they also had a couple of, I think there were 3 pound dumbbells that were just, they were probably mom's. She probably got them thinking of an exercise. And then they ended up in a pile of stuff. Now, that's the stuff that happened before I was. We'll fast forward a bit to, I was probably a young teenager. My mother got an exercise bike, a good one. Um, it was really fun. I definitely used it for a good long time before I even got bored of it. I'm not sure how much any of my other family members had used over time because when someone's sitting on an exercise bike, you're probably not going to sit there and just go, "Ooh, I'm going to stare at you using the exercise bike. So exciting." No, you kind of just, you know, I'd get on it and watch TV and ride the bike. It was a nice model one. It had a fan inside as the resistor, and the option of the handlebars either going, doing the ski machine thing or being stationary. So it was pretty nice. It fairly modern. This was in the 90s, so nice piece of equipment. Uh, and that turned into a coat rack. Uh, and I'm not sure where it is now. I don't know if my parents even still have it. Um, I remember we also got this ab crunch thing. It looked like a kind of a roll cage. It was covered in foam, and you were supposed to get into it and rock back and forth on the ground to get strong abs. I think I again was the one that used this thing the most, which was hardly at all because I figured out, man, this exercise feels dumb. Um, later on, I had noticed my mother many times watching the videotape that came with it, the exercise tape that said how you're supposed to use this little rolly cage thing that basically just goes tilt forward and back. Now do that again for 30 minutes. Ooh. Um, but my mother would sit there and watch the video of how to exercise with this thing. I figured out in 5 minutes. Why does she need to keep watching that? Oh, that's why she bought it, to watch the video. Apparently, she had a thing for Tony Little, and my mother wanted to watch the video of Tony Little exercise. I got the screen for her for a half an hour. Okay, well, you know what, Mom? Porn's cheaper. This thing probably cost her $30, and now she has a foam-covered roll cage she has to do something with that she's not going to do something with. I think she ended up giving that to a friend at some point. Yay. um, Now, I did get some actual good, decentish weight stuff at some point. When I was a late teenager, I set them up on the back porch. These didn't become a coat rack because they stayed outside the whole time. But I got a weight bench, some weights, all from my uncle whenever he was needing money. So I bought some of his old equipment. I used it for a good while, but being that it was outside, um, and temperatures are not consistent in Pennsylvania, you go all the way from the 90s down to the negative E's, depending on what time of the year it is. And all that stuff in between ain't necessarily fun either. So that eventually all just went away as far as I know. And now, here, we have had a few things acquired over the years. We got the Wii Fit, which was fun. We didn't really get it expecting it to be the ultimate workout. We knew it was a bunch of stretching exercises and yoga and stuff. And did use it for a good while. And probably would have kept using it if it didn't insult me every single time I would turn the game on, thinking, I'm just going to go and do some stretchy things and get a little more limber. Maybe lose a pound. I don't know. It can't hurt. And it would sit there and insult me and say, oh, you super obese, you fat, you fatty, fat. And I'm like, shut up, game. I don't need this. But I tried for a while. I just couldn't stand hearing it yelling at me every day. We got a pull-up bar, which is here. It moved houses with us, and it's in one of the doorways upstairs. Autumn uses it. I can't do a pull-up, period. So for me, that thing is just cool. I used to stretch sometimes. I'll yank on it, let myself stretch my arms and stuff. So, but it gets used, and it doesn't get put away or used as a coat rack. Now, catching up to Nower, we also got some wrist and ankle weights. I used when I was walking for a while, but I started to feel more like they were causing me chafing than they were actually exercise. um, and now we have got a few dumbbells here, which get used off and on. We don't get them expecting they were going to be the ultimate workout system. They were just for kicks. And they're there. It's better to have the option whenever you want to go lift something. Now, I went to visit my parents quite a few Christmases ago. Or could have been an after either. I can't remember exactly. I visit my parents occasionally. Visit your parents, kids. Visit your parents, call them, contact your parents. They miss you. And my mother had got a new toy. This was the last new toy she'd got. It was a gazelle. It's an elliptical. Those things you stand up on and you walk with it. Now, the first time I visited and it was there, it was in the living room. Perfectly normal. Sitting there. Mom's all happy. I got an elliptical. I got a gazelle. It's awesome. It's wonderful. It's gonna revolutionize things. I'm looking at like, that's coat rack. Next time I visited, sure enough, whole front bar of it. Coat hangers. Clothing hang on it. Saw that coming. Next visit, no longer in the living room. It's in the back room. Coat hangers. All the way across. Coat hangers, more places than I thought you could hang stuff on this. So, knowing my mother was never going to use this again, I asked her if I could have it. So, I adopted said coat hanger. It is now in our family room, and I used it a lot at first after I got it home for quite a few months. I don't use it as much anymore, but I do use it, and it's not covered in clothes. Really happy about that. Really happy it's not covered in clothes. And the thing that got me to think about this and make me want to make a video was we had just bought another, hopefully never going to be a coat rack, off of Woot. I got an exercise bike. It's a nice, decent size, decent quality one. It has a resistance knob on it as opposed to a fan or just a base resistance. So it's got some options. It's got a heart monitor if you squeeze the handles and contact little metal plates. Not that I need that specifically, but it's good to know it's there. So we're hoping to get more use out of that. Maybe lose a few more pounds. Progress. I have been losing. I've been dieting better. Not really dieting, just eating better. Cutting things out that I shouldn't eat. And I have successfully lost a good bit of weight. And I hope to keep doing so. And one of the other things that we have done to help, we bought Fitbits. Now, the Fitbit itself it doesn't make you lose weight. It's not magic. All it does is helps keep you a little more honest. It lets you know how much you actually did, especially if you wear it all the time. It even keeps track of how you sleep. Now, that's a large portion of my encouragement toy. It's a watch. It tells me how much I've walked and tells me how many stairs I've climbed, sets of stairs I've climbed in a day. Kind of nice. It does a basic calorie count. I don't necessarily trust it. It does a heart monitor. I kind of trust that. But it's just a little thing. And it does a lot for me in that case. So, hey, if a little thing will help you exercise, or even at least help you think about it a little bit more, probably not bad. Definitely recommend everybody keep an eye on their own health. Stay healthy. I'm not telling everybody they need to lose 50 pounds. Currently, I still am planning to lose another 40 to 50 pounds to get to where I want to be. If you're curious, I'm already down about 60 or so I've made it some distance. And I hope to get there in a couple of years. I'm not pushing it. One of the biggest things I've figured out about losing weight, it's not about doing diets or buying the new latest exercise majig that says 30 minutes a day you're going to drop all the weight off. You're not. And the people on the screen that are showing you how much weight you can lose by using that thing, they already looked that good before they got on that commercial. They did not lose, 100 pounds and go from a balloon down to a 20-pack abs down there with, no, they're bodybuilders. Keep it real. Really, just try and do better for ourselves. I slowly cut down on my sugary stuff. I slowly cut down on how much I ate in any given day. I kept ramping on how much I walk every day. Even just the walking. The walking's actually what did most of it for me. Walking and eating less. No major exercise plans. No jogging. No 30 minutes jumping jacks a day. Well, I think I've rambled on enough for you tonight, kids. I hope you enjoyed at least something I've said. I hope you're enjoying staring at Mewtwo because he's enjoying staring right back at all of you. Well, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. The more people that do that, the more people to see. And hey, a million years from now, I'll actually be able to get that tiny amount of money from ads. Woo! All right. All you Pokemon, stay good, and hope you all evolve.